Hey everyone, it's Addie Van Salisbury on the Aspen Discovery team with Bywater Solutions, and today I want to talk about the custom pages section of the Web Builder module. So if y'all have been watching our videos on the Web Builder module, you'll know it's a place to create web pages and searchable web information right within Aspen Discovery. So you can create any custom page you want with information you want to share with your patrons. I'm going to hop into the Aspen administration section to show y'all where you can do this. And then we'll talk about where you can stick this information so patrons can find it. So we're going to scroll down to Web Builder and we've got our custom pages. So this is a step up from the basic page. If you watch the basic page, you'll know there's just one place to input information. Really simple. The custom pages are a way for us to customize a more complex web page. So I'm going to click in here. You'll see I've already created one, but I'm going to add a new one to show you all the process. I will reference this one that I have open just to talk about what I've done and what you can do with it. So the title of the page is going to be what we see in the tab when you've got the page open. So I'm going to call this Addie's page. You can give it, or you will need to give it a URL alias. So this is what is going to live after your main URL. So the one I've already created is at aspen-model.bywatersolutions.com/Brad the cat. So for my URL alias for this page, I put /Brad the cat. So with mine, I want mine to be called Addie's page. Put an S in there. Whoop. And then the one trick here is you need to save your changes and continue editing. So basically you need to create the page in Aspen's eyes, and then we can start to build it out. So you're going to see this rows. You're going to want to add a row. The way to think about a row is just that. It's a row. So we want to, since we're building a more complex page, we're most likely going to have a few rows. So that's going to be the top half of the web page. The bottom half, if I added a third, it's the top third, second third of the page, bottom third. And then we're going to have to add cells. So even if you only want to do 3 rows, you don't want any columns, you'll want to add a cell to each one. You're going to see a couple different buttons here. We've got our pencil. That's where we're going to edit it. This would delete it, the cell. If you add another cell, it's going to start smushing the cells over in the row. So now this is my top third of the page. This is the first half and the right half of that top third. You can add multiple cells here. So we'll be putting information in each of these, and we're just building out the page. So where you're putting this information is where it's going to live on the page. For example, if I hop into the page I've already created, you can see this is my first row. It looks a little different because it's showing me the information I put into each cell. So this is my cell in the first row. This is my second cell in the first row. This is my second row. I didn't put any other columns or cells in here, just the one. So I've got that information, and then here's my last row. I'm sure you can see that there's a couple different types of information and data in each of these, and we'll talk about that. But to just help with the visualization, so this is that first row, and I've got my 1 and 2 columns, or my 2 cells. This is the second row, but in this one I only have 1 cell, and my third row. So just to visualize where all those things live. We've got some options here. You saw how to add a row. You saw how to add a cell. This is how we would delete a row. To delete a cell, we would just hit that little red circle with the white line through it, like that. I'm going to add some cells back. To shift anything around, all you would need to do are click these arrows, and that would move that information around. I can move around within my row, but not necessarily from row to row. So I'm just showing y'all how we will add this. If you want, when you're ready to start putting in data, you're going to click this little pencil. So it's going to take me into this cell. And you've got some customization here. So one's going to be a title. If you give a cell a title, it is going to be seen on the page. So here, this Brad and Finn, if I edit this, do my pencil, you'll see Brad and Finn's my title, and that is what shows here too. So if you don't want any extra information to show above what you're putting in the cell, don't worry about putting a title. Then we've got some different sizing. So tiny size, extra small size, small, medium, large. This is talking about the different types of screens that will be viewing this. I typically don't mess with this too much, but if you are, you're welcome to play around with it, see how that alters the view. We've got some vertical alignment, horizontal justification, and then our source type, which is where things get interesting. So we can do text or images. So this is going to be, if you've done a basic page, it's going to look really familiar. This is how we build out that information. If you want to see more about how to use this markdown box, go check out the basic page tutorial. And then we've got some other things. So you can embed a basic page that you've already created right into this page too, which is cool. And once you click that source type, it's going to give you all of the basic pages that you have. So you can just click it in. We can put in a basic page teaser. So it would just be that information you put in the teasers for those pages. We can put in a collection spotlight. This is so cool. When you click collection spotlight, you're going to get a list of all the collection spotlights you've created. So on Brad the Cat's page, he really wanted to talk about all the really cool cat books that we have. So at the bottom of this, I embedded a collection spotlight. Super duper neat. If the way that the collection spotlight isn't, it's not looking the way you want it to, you would need to go into the collection spotlight itself and make those changes. So it's going to embed however you customize the collection spotlight. Sorry, and go back to where I was. We've got a form. So if you've watched the custom forms video, you know that we can create custom forms right within Aspen. If you haven't watched that yet, super easy, go check it out. Once you've created a custom form, you can embed that right into the page as well, which Brad also did. In his page, he wants to know who your favorite creature is out of the three of them, Ollie, Brad, and Finn. Obviously, Brad thinks Brad is the best. But you can embed these forms right into the page, which is really neat. Let's see what other source types. We have images. So when you're making a custom form, the one thing that's going to differ from the basic form is if you're embedding just an image in this way, you'll need to first add it to your images here. Once you've added it to your images there, it'll be in this drop down for you to choose from really easily. If you want to embed it into the page itself and not have to go into the image tab, just do the text/images source, and then you can upload it right onto this. Finally, we can embed videos. We can embed Vimeo videos and YouTube videos. So if you do your YouTube video, you can put the link in here, the embed link for the YouTube video. And once you've added in what you wanted to on this cell, you would save your changes and return. So I'm going to go ahead and save those changes. And then you just keep doing that for each cell. Oops, I forgot my little images sideways. I'll need to re-upload that image if I wanted it to show on this page. But you'll just fill out these cells, make everything hold what you want it to, which we have done in the Brad the Cat's page. He went ahead and created his page how he wanted to. So this first one was a markdown. We filled this out. We've got our image embedded. We have a form embedded. We have a collection spotlight embedded. And then now we need to choose our audiences and categories for this page. So Brad wants everyone to be able to find this page if they're looking through audiences. And let's see. Brad thinks he's part of local history and lifelong learning because, come on, cat books. We've got some reading recommendations on there. Let's see. Let's also see arts and music. You know, Brad's pretty full of himself. So we're going to save their changes that we've done. And then we've got our Brad the Cat page with all of his little cells and information. Really cool. way to spotlight any information that you want to share with your patrons. Once you've created these custom pages, you can embed them. I've talked about this on the basic pages as well, but you can embed them in your menus up here. You can embed them in menus over here. You could make them into placards. They'll be findable in the Explore More. And you can just share that information with your patrons in any way that you share information. So this is how you would create a custom form in Aspen Discovery. It's the way to make a more complex page rather than relying on the basic pages. If you have questions about building out custom pages, let us know, and we would love to help you out with that. Thanks, y'all.